Jaden and Willow rebelled against their parents, but the older Smiths found a way to get their kids' trust back. Jaden grew up following in his famous dad's footsteps. Instead of a traditional schooling, the kid spent his days on sets and touring. Jaden even acted with Will in The Pursuit of Happiness, which was nominated for an Oscar. He quickly rose to child stardom, but getting Will's praise was more important to Jaden than anything else. All the little boy wanted was to make his dad proud. Will was blinded by his son's success, so he pushed him to the edge until Jaden cried. As a loving mom, Jada started worrying about their son and wanted Will to go easy on him.
Will and I were in constant conflict. I mean, to the point that we were warring over Jaden.
Jaden's next credit, The Karate Kid, became yet another legendary movie. Will was on cloud 9, seeing his son turn into a mini version of him. But when Jaden became a teenager, his dreams changed. He wanted to trade cinema for music, which was a shock to his father. Still, the boy agreed to make one more movie with his dad. Unfortunately, After Earth was an absolute flop and became a career-wrecking hit he could not escape. Jaden felt betrayed, misled, and lost trust in his father. He was done living in the bubble his parents had created. At the age of 15, Jaden asked to be emancipated and live on his own.
That was a very difficult time for our family.
It was a sign to his parents that they had been too pushy and overprotective and had to set him free.
And I knew that the sooner I let him go, the faster he was going to come back.
The boy took his career into his own hands, and his bold antics raised many eyebrows. Jaden publicly criticized traditional education. He became the face of Louis Vuitton wearing a skirt and fueled gossip about dating rapper Tyler, the Creator. Jaden's behavior broke the internet, and so did hateful headlines about him. That's when he realized what his parents had been protecting him from. But now, the young man had to stand up for himself and learn from his own mistakes. Although Will publicly supported his son and his creative searching.
Jada and I are very serious about finding what they are and encouraging them to be what they are, because you can never be happy being what you're not.
It was one of the first signs of Will becoming more accepting. He hadn't taken Jaden's passion for music very seriously at first, and he wanted to make amends for that. So, Will started joining Jaden on stage and used his son's music in his movies. But Jaden wasn't the only one to change the Smiths' parenting rules. His younger sister Willow went through her own fight at about the same time. This girl was never afraid of the spotlight or flashlights. She accompanied her father on talk shows and happily shared her milestones with the audience. At just 9, Willow released the song I Whip My Hair Back and Forth, which became a smash hit worldwide. That was the moment Will decided to make an R&B star out of her. Only, he forgot to consider whether Willow was ready for that. The girl was set to tour alongside Justin Bieber, and it was overwhelming. Once Willow finished her song, she stepped off the stage and never wanted to go back. But Will reacted as her manager, rather than a consoling father. And that was the final straw for Willow, who just wanted her dad's support. In protest, she sprinted to the bathroom and shaved her head to put a stop to her concerts. She wanted to show her dad that he had crossed the line. For Will, it became a revelation that he was dismissive of other people's feelings.
My parenting style changed at that moment. That was a major transition for me in my life. I feel like Willow saved me from what could have been tragic in my life.
He wanted to become a better father for his kids, but the damage was done. For many years afterwards, Willow didn't want to perform. It was a gloomy period as the previously inspired creative kid lost her spark.
I was experiencing so much emotional pain.
Will and Jada constantly bickering over her future and career choices only fueled her feelings of self-doubt and distress.
I had to forgive myself because I felt guilty, because I was like, everyone is trying to make me better, trying to make my dream.
Right.
But I didn't really understand what my dream entailed.
Watching their daughter slowly hit rock bottom, the Smiths knew their parenting style was not working. Starting anew, the couple avoided an intervention and supported their girl in all of her endeavors. Will created a so-called circle of trust in which Willow could share whatever was on her mind. That circle was taken to the public in the now family talk show Red Table Talk. The Smith kids came out with their questionable habits and jaw-dropping love life secrets. At times, it made their parents uncomfortable, But at other times, they learned things they never knew about their kids before. And there was never a punishment for honesty.
I just realized that in my motherhood, every step of the way, my kids were giving me opportunity to be the woman that I really wanted to be. Not the fantasy ideal Jada. That ain't glamorous, is it? But that's the real you.
Will and Jada learned their lesson to encourage instead of forcing their own narrative. They were there for their daughter's guitar lessons, eccentric public appearances, and her spiritual journey. Soon enough, Willow began to experiment with her music style and returned to the stage as a rock star. She reinvented herself, and even though it wasn't what her father had envisioned for her, Will was just happy to see his beloved daughter smiling again. Raising children is a true challenge, and this story goes to show that it's always a two-way learning journey.